You look amazing. Hello and welcome. It's lovely to have your company. Do you know what? It is once upon a day. If you just said, well, Leonie, you've got one day special and it's just loads of white card, I'd have gone, oh, that's going to be hard. Oh, no. Not at all, because this isn't only white card. This is card you will use for so many uses. It's top quality, but we've got our Hazel. So that means our Hazel is going to be showing us loads and loads of demonstrations. And this is the thing, Hazel. Lovely to have your company by the way. See, I love it when we've got shows together, because literally you make me want to go home and go, oh, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. Because this is the thing, we are talking about white card stock that is so vital to have in your stash, aren't we?
And it is purely because it can do so much. And normally what we'll do is we'll get our boards out and we'll go, you can go, and you can do all of this. But this one day special is about me showing you all of them techniques. And that's what I want to pack in.
Yeah.
Because there is so much. I mean, there's paper in there, the 180 GSM paper. It crumples so well. The cardstock, whether you're a card maker, whether you're a box maker, whether you like making frames, there's enough in that kit and you get all the instructions.
Amazing.
So 36 projects straight off the sheets.
Amazing.
And so much more. And it's that super smooth that we all know and love. Yes, you can paint on it. Yes, you can use your eco lines on it. You can use your alcohol markers on it.
You need to tune in, and this is a thing, tune into all the shows, or at least catch up on repeat if you can't, but then, because obviously fast forward me babbling on, and make sure you listen to our Hazel. Do you know what, it's funny you say about the paper, because only when did I have my Let Loose? Wednesday, when I had my Let Loose show, because Tracy had done little mini books and I wanted paper. And honest, no word of a lie, because I've done, so I was looking in all my stash that I've got in there, and I couldn't find paper. And isn't that funny?
Do you know what though? It is a paper,
but it's heavier.
But it's really a card, isn't it? Because it's that 180 GSM. It's going to be perfect for your inserts. But you can also do your techniques and mat and layer onto your cards.
Even more.
You've got the best of both worlds, I think.
Honestly, this is a must-have. It's a must-have. Okay, let me show you what we've actually got. So you have got in total 170 sheets. That means you're working out, watch this, working out at 12 pence per sheet. That means that is 12p. 12 pence. Now, you're getting 20 of your A3 sheets. This is going to allow you to make boxes. This is going to allow you to make some really nice projects with this. Maybe you're going to use this for your books. I mean, there's tons you can do with this. And the weight of that is 300 GSM, so really weighty. You've then got 25 of your 12 by 12. Well, again, also 300 GSM. You've then got the A4. Now, this is your lighter weight. That's your paper, but it has got a really good weight to it. So 180 GSM, and you've got 50 sheets of that. We've then got 50 of the 15 by 30. And these are really interesting because you'll get, and I love it, Hazel's pointing at me.
I've got my hand up because that's the 15 by 42.
Oh, that's it. Of course it is.
That's it.
Of course it is. I should know that.
So, yeah, so that larger one you get 25 of.
Right.
But this is where the instructions come into their own, because you're going to have 10 folds straight off to sit and play with.
Perfect.
And that's just for that one card size. When you bring in your 15 by 30, you're going to get another 10 folds.
Amazing.
So that's 20 projects already.
Before you've even
got onto the A3 ones, which may be a pizza box, it may be a landscape bag, or a portrait bag, or a bottle bag, or a pizza box.
I mean, that's it. When you look at like everything behind Hazel, everything surrounding Hazel, there's so many things, and obviously the way you can ink and, well, I'm not going to say anymore, because all I'm going to tell you is, for 20 quid, this is an absolute bargain. It is an essential card selection, absolutely essential. And you are saving £10 today on that one. This is card you will use. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. Please make sure you check your baskets out. The Pink Frog shows are always really busy, so please make sure this is winging its way home to you. Be part of Hochanda Freedom, you're not paying postage. Can you imagine how heavy this is? You're not paying postage. This is going to weigh some. Now, 937 606 is your item number. Please check your baskets out. Hazel, What have you got for us to begin the story?
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to dib in. I'm going to lift it up so that you can see. This is my little box. It's got my A6 and my A5. Now, it is down the counter. I know we haven't got to it yet, but I'd say shop ahead because this is always on my craft desk.
Yeah.
So whether I want to go for a small project or a bigger, we'll go for a larger. We'll pick up our A5.
Okay.
And I've picked myself out 3 inks, and I wanted to go right to the beginning to take us back to basics. As soon as we get our card, what do we want to do onto it? And I want to know if I can blend onto it. So I'm going to use my sponges first. I'm going to pick up some Mermaid Lagoon, and I'm going to start and pull in that colour. Now, I like quite a vibrant blend, so I load my sponges up quite well.
Yeah, yeah.
And just pull that colour down, and then we'll go into Maude Lawn.
If you do want this size, obviously we've got loads of different ones on the show. What Hazel is showing us, oh, that green looks wonderful. What Hazel is showing us, obviously you can do with your one-day special. Same card, just different sizes. It is nice getting the smaller sizes as well because they're ridiculously handy. £13.98, it saves time. You know you've got a beautiful cut, you know it's the perfect size. And that's why it's just so handy to have those. And you're getting tons. I mean, look at that. You're getting 160 A5, 320 A6. Honestly, that is amazing. And it's 300 GSM, 698005. 10% of stock has already gone, though. You're loving that one. OK.
So whether you're using your sponge applicators or your brushes, whatever you feel comfortable with, you get that beautiful smooth blend.
Yeah, yeah.
So one thing I do want to point out before I spritz this is whatever size imaginable in super smooth we have got on this show, ranging from A6 all the way up to 12 by A3.
Yeah,
and
so
that's why I dipped into that, because I thought, well, why on it? But yeah, of course you can cut it down from the one-day special. But what we try to do is make it so that you don't get waste. So no matter what you're going to try and do, you can always put your hand on the right size cardstock.
Yeah. Because it's just really handy.
Yeah, so I'm just going to spritz down because this is another thing. I want to know that I'm going to get a nice faux bleach effect. So I spray my water down. Now, bearing in mind that depending on what inks you use, depends on how it affects and what bleachy effect that you get. So sometimes a lighter colour might not come off as deep as a darker one. So I've popped that down, and now I'm just going to dip in and I'm going to get a stamp because even though I've spritzed that, I want to know that I can still bleach out the colour. So I'm going to stamp down. This is from our Daisy set, which is quite a popular one. And I do find myself going for this quite often because it's got nice open petals.
Perfect.
So I'm just going to take a water brush and then just get it nice and juicy. Because it's super smooth, you can strip this out, but obviously you don't want to over agitate it. If you keep it nice and wet and paint down, you can then come in and strip out that colour, and it just gives a really nice effect.
It does. And the thing is, the card isn't bubbling, it isn't breaking down, it's performing. I mean, this is good quality cardstock. I must admit, I use this so much now, it's ridiculous.
It's amazing how much you can do on it. So if you could only have one card, it's really hard for me to say this because I do love our watercolour, and do you know what I mean? So I do use that for different things, but if my husband was strict and said, you can only have one card, this is the one I would pick all day long.
Do you know what? I'm with you, Hazel.
Because, so that is just my back to basics. I can blend on it, I can faux bleach, I can strip out, I could add in mica sprays, but I'm just going to move that to the side and just show you a few more things, and then we'll
You're working on your mat as well, aren't you?
Yes.
Have we got that on the show, the mat? We don't. What a shame, because I've got my out. I like that.
I just quite like this. I've bought it because I'm going to be doing some pink. In fact, we'll do that on the other half of this. So when you pop your ink down, you know when you're working on a glass mat, and if you put your ink onto here and spritz it, you get a puddled effect.
Yeah.
So if you do it on here, it's more of a beaded, but not as beaded if you do it on this one.
Yeah.
So
it gives you the
different things for
types of beading.
So if we spritz that down, we can then pick up and get our wet technique, and it tends to go quite far on here, so I can get quite a lot. So depending if I press down hard or soft, depends. Now if I spritz and dry that, and then I can go in with another colour and it won't interfere.
Amazing, so it won't layer.
Yeah.
It will layer.
And it flattens itself back out as well.
Can I give people a shout about this while you're drying that?
Yeah.
Now, we've got lots of different products on the show, and this is something that flies out every single time. We're talking about the Mylar now. The Mylar, you're getting your 12 by 12. It's it's thick, so you're going to be able to make some stencils with this. I know some of your cutting machines now, your electronic cutting machines, I know they'll go through because you get them strong blades, you know, the extra strong blades, and you can make, I mean, I know you've die cut this as well in the past, haven't you, Hazel?
Yes.
So you can make some really cool stencils with this. Only £11.99. You're getting 6 sheets as well. And the fact, I mean, you're probably not going to use it at 12 by 12 size. You're probably going to use that down into smaller sizes. I cut mine
down into 6 by 6s, which gives me 24 stencils, so to speak.
Amazing.
Works out 50p each.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is cool because you can create.
All your simple dies, I don't bother trying to do the intricate because I don't want to waste it. I know that I can get a good cut from them simple, the thin metal dies.
Yeah.
So whether it be a star, stars are my favourite, I have to say, circles, squares, octagons, diamonds, anything, and they work beautifully.
And I do think, and if if you're good at cutting as well, have a go with that. Now you have got your 6 sheets there. Obviously, it's up to you what you do with it, but really good stuff. Only £11.99. 394204 is your item number. Now, what we're doing? We'll show some bits. OK, we've also got... Sorry, that was subtle, weren't it? What are we doing, Katie? Next, we've got now the gesso. The gesso primer, this flies, and I am not surprised. You've got 3 massive tubs from Talons as well for just £11.97. I mean, this is absolutely such a deal. It always surprises me, does this. White gesso is absolute, it's a must-have in your stash. I mean, this is such a good deal, isn't it? It is,
and it coats onto the Super Smooth really well, which then opens up the possibilities because you have a little bit more open time. You can move your, whether it's the Eco lines or your water pens, you can move them around and get some really good techniques.
Yeah, this is the thing, isn't it? Play with this.
Yeah.
Don't think because you've got cardstock that gesso won't make a difference.
It does.
And
fold it as well.
Amazing. Yeah. Please check your baskets out with that. Always really, really popular. £11.97 for all 3 there. 028044. Now, we've also got removable Scotch tape. Obviously, if you're die cutting, but also if you're doing things like stenciling, you need a good quality removable tape. Now, you've got a 65.8 metres. Oh, yes, lots of the tape. 2 rolls there for just £13.99. And that one, I know you use this all the time. Yeah. Absolutely essential for your die cutting, but good for techniques as well.
Exactly. Laying it down and using it as a mask, having nice white lines to stamp into. Yeah, very, very useful.
That one, 999217. Now, the PVA glue. EVA glue, I said it wrong. Because this is the difference, isn't it? And we were chatting about this. I've started using this. It's a really good glue. Really like this. You get a big tub for £13.99, and that's the difference. Because it's EVA, that's what makes it different. Because bookbinders use EVA glue because it's got a lot of substantial properties, hasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. It's used more for the archival side, which means it's not going to yellow over time, and it's going to stay flexible. It's odourless, it's long-lasting, and it won't dry out.
That's good.
Another great thing about it is the bottle that it comes in. This little cap at the top, or the cap that you can see there. Yeah. Just lift that off. That's it, and it's got that lovely little click, so it secures. The holes pre-hold. Is that the right way? Yeah. But when it's new, it's got like a little seal. Mine hasn't because I've opened mine. Yeah. But there'll be a little seal on there. So yeah, it's all safe, and it's so easy to fill up your non-clog glue bottles with.
Yeah, a really good glue.
You don't have to take that lid off. Just pop pop the top off, turn it upside down and just squeeze it into. So easy.
Yeah, I must admit, yeah, really liking that. I've started using that and really liking that. It's good to find a decent adhesive, isn't it? £13.99 and it's a big tub if you want to, so you can get, well, I get the bigger and then get the little bottles because these are really handy. Now these always fly. Look how easy they are to squidge,
and it does make
that makes such a difference.
It really does.
But then now these are non-clog, but you've also got, have a look, you've got that really fine point, and the non-clog, because look, you've got, it's kind of got its own pin built in, hasn't it?
And that goes all the way down, that, I don't know what you call it, the needle bit. It goes all the way down. The
little needly bit.
But, so that's your 0.5 mil, so that is excellent for your really fine detail work. So if you die cut words and that, and you want to stick those on, but then, and the EVA works perfect in there, you can also put your glossy accents in that one with the blue lid, and that works great.
Amazing.
And then with the yellow lid, that's your 0.8 mil tip. So again, that's brilliant for matting and layering because you're getting a little bit more glue out. But also works well with your collal, the all-purpose glue.
Ah, fabulous.
And again, if you use that for that, you're going to save a lot of glue on all of the whichever bottles you use. But
do you know what? I've seen, there's an artist I follow, and she puts white paint. Honestly, she's got the steadiest hand I've seen in the world. She puts white paint in one of these, and this would be beautiful because it's so easy to. And she makes these incredible backgrounds, and then she just does lines of white paint.
That would look
incredible.
her
hand, she's got the steadiest hand ever because they're perfect. But she uses something like that to apply a white paint. It's a cracking technique. So don't, with these, buy extra. You know, use them for your paints, use them for your inks, you know, use them for, you know, it might be a blend that you've made yourself. So not just your adhesives, they're good all-round tools are those. And those non-clog nibs are well handy. 20% of stock is already gone. Really busy there. So please check your baskets out. I don't know, because
I lent it because I knew it would fall forward.
Yeah, I'll do that. So, this is essential. Look at the size of that. There's 1,500 foam pads. Who counted that? That's hilarious. 1,500 foam pads. Now, see, this is ace for me because I actually wouldn't lose it.
Well, no, we've just had this discussion, haven't we? Whereas me, I pull them off in kind of strips of maybe 8 or 10 and have them in my craft bag. But you said that you would keep it in the roll and have it hanging off your trolley.
Yeah, I'd have to keep it like that.
I'm so pleased we've got these in because I always run out of foam pads.
Yeah, me too.
You've never got enough. And the great thing about them being 2 mil is you can double them up if you want that extra height. Yes. And you're still going to have hundreds and hundreds left.
I like these because they're nice chunky pads.
Yeah, they are.
They've got the easy release tape on the end.
And that makes a massive difference.
So they're dead easy to come off. You can cut them down if you want to. They're not diddly horrible little ones. So it means when you're doing a surface area, you can cover it quick. Yeah. That is essential. Absolutely essential. £12.49. And yeah, if you like Hazel, you will come down. If you like me, you'll get in a right mess and you'll have little foam pads everywhere you go. But you'll love it because you'll always find your roll. £19.49. Now, they are going to be dispatched from the 20th, so you haven't got long to wait. Extra 5 days, but they will get to you. And yeah, highly recommend getting them. It is busy. 103564. Okay, that 1 day special, we're already a quarter of the stock gone. Please check the website out because we've got other sizes and things. I will run down those for you in a little while, but we are back to Hazel.
Fabulous. Okay, so I'm just going to we quite often do this technique on the watercolour card, but I just wanted to show that you can do it on your super smooth.
Super.
So, super smooth.
Super.
So we'll stamp that down. And I'm using an oxide ink, which is just barn door.
Oh, look at that.
And then you can just spritz that, and that just gives, I just love that subtle bleed out.
One of my favourite things in the world.
I love doing this. And then you can go in, just dry that off.
Yeah.
We can overstamp it. Because it's a relatively simple stamp, I should be able to line it up. Other than that, I should have put it in my stamping platform, but I get too excited.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hurry that up because I am one of those impatient ones.
Do you know what, Hazel? That never gets boring
in life.
It's just such a beautiful technique, isn't it?
So we'll just ink that up again, just get it around the right way. So we'll go about there. It's probably going to be off, but no, it's not actually. It's quite good. And then you can go in, let's squirt some of that out. We will have a little bit of ink on there, and you can pick up and you can just kind of, where you want it to be darker, just add in. And I'm going to use my hand because I always do. But it's such an easy stamp to colour in this one. Our poppy set is so popular. I'm sure it's on the poll, but if you haven't got one, I'd highly recommend this set. But it's so effective, and you can just add in extra bits. You don't have to be an artist. Just add in that extra colour. It
just looks gorgeous.
We stamped that and then spritzed it. But actually, if you reverse that, spritz your card first, and then stamp into it, you do tend to have a little bit more control. I'll tell you a little story about this technique.
Yeah.
So quite often of an evening, I know it's sad, me and Andy will have a phone call and we'll be talking about different things, and I had to FaceTime him to show him this because we were discussing it, and he was just like, whoa. But you can see how it moves a little bit differently. It's not that you can't do the same. And if I just bring these two in the same, look, so that's the wet card then stamp. And then that's the stamp then spritz. So I've got the same kind of way, but I quite like this kind of effect around the outside, and you don't quite get it so much on that one.
It looks beautiful. Do you know what it looks like? The one that you've just done. It looks like, you know, it looks like smoke. It looks like it's just trailing away like a smoke.
Absolutely. I'm going to move that to the side.
Stunning.
And I'm just going to make sure that's dry, because what I want to do now, if I can, is just quickly.
It, because this is so, anybody can do this. Anybody can, but the card, if you get the wrong cardstock, the techniques never work the same. It is about the cardstock. If you do want the A5 and the A6, you're loving them. 40% of the stock has gone. They're flying out the door. £13.98 is your price. I must admit, it is dead handy, isn't it? Because you don't have to do any cutting. If you're like me, you know, your cutting's never quite right. So, yeah, it's really handy. You get a lot for your money there. 160 A5, 320 A6, £13.98. Right,
so I've just done a really smooth blend there. Now, I could spritz it, but actually what I've done is I've spritzed my stamp with water. Now, depending, obviously, the more water you put on there, the more it's going to bleed out. So I try and do a soft one. I'll do a few different ones, like so, and maybe get a second one off that.
Perfect.
And a third. We'll get a little bit of tissue and just show you, because that first one obviously is going to bleed out a little bit more. But these ones, do you see how they're a lot more subtle? And what that's going to do is, if that's one that's dry.
Look
how effective does that look?
That's such a good background, isn't it?
And it's nice to know that it's still super smooth there. You can just gently feel the outline of that stamp, so it's going to work with your water really well. But even it being this blended, let's just get another bit on here. I'll dry my water off, because actually what I want to do is stamp with that Versaclair this time.
That stamp is busy. The details are coming in for the poppy. It does come with that beautiful true red card. In fact, it's 10 sheets of that, and it is a beautiful, beautiful stamp, is this. It's been on a fair few times, but I tell you what, it's busy every time, and it's a gorgeous background as well. 441936 is your item number, $14.95. Okay.
So I purposefully used a really vibrant ink look, but look how that strips out. I know I've just put red on there, but it doesn't matter. The idea is that you have your brush really nice and wet, and you're quick. And then when it's stripping that out perfectly.
That is. I mean, it's almost back to white, isn't it? It's got just a tint of the colouring.
So that just gives you another look. Look, my brush is really red now. But then if I wanted to add maybe a different colour in there, I would go in and dry that first, because obviously it's super smooth card at the end of the day. I don't want to push my look too much, but that still is smooth.
It's still not pitted.
Always dry the back as well, and then it flats itself back down. And then when you go back in, I don't even know what colour to put in here. Let's just put a little bit of yellow in, maybe. It's not a colour I would normally use, but I just want to show you that you can then change that on top of what was red.
Do you know what I'd like in there?
Go on.
I'd like bright blue.
Oh, yes, you see, I do like a blue. Should we put a bit of this one in?
Oh, and a nice bright
with
blue.
the yellow?
Oh, wow.
Shall we have a multicoloured poppy?
Multicoloured
But it just shows you that even though that's been wet, you can still get colour on top of it and change it. And then, you know, I'm just going to dab that down because it's not obviously the best, but
I love
it's just to give you an idea.
Until I've been doing K Facet fabrics, can't you?
So
let's have blue and red.
There you can see that one. I've done a bit of a woodeny, but look, it works brilliant with blue as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
superb.
That one there. Let's dry that off. What I'll do is I'll tidy up here, and then I've got another demo for
Thank you, Hazel.
All right.
Right, let's remind you what you've got. Over a quarter of the stock has gone with your one-day special. You've got 170 sheets here. You've got all your different sizes. So if I run through those again, so remember your two different sizes here, the 15 by 30. And again, you're getting instructions. So you'll get ideas on how to use these, what you've got, what you can do with your different sizes. That one is your 15 by 42, of course. You've got the paper. I mean, that is lovely quality and it's still super smooth, double-sided super smooth. May I add, 180 GSM there. You've got your 12 by 12, brilliant for making your boxes here. Brilliant if you're doing scrapbook pages. Maybe you're going to be making, and these ones, if you are making your own scrapbooks, these are brilliant for making your own scrapbooks, honestly, or mini books, anything like that. These bigger ones are absolutely essential. What I love, and I said this in last time our Hazel were here, what I love to do is, with that, I'm just going to nip and get one at smaller bits of card. So if I was using, and I do this a lot, okay, so I will have, and you have to, excuse me, pretend, I mean, I know this is right, bear with. Right, pretend this is white. But just for variation. So have that on your desk. When you've got that on top and you're doing all your spritzing, have that on top of that cardstock, because that means this catches all your ink. If you put a stencil under there, so you're working on that, but you put a stencil under there, you stencil on that whilst you're working on that, and it gives you a proper, it's really good because you get a stencil, but you also get a frame. So when you take that card away, you'll have a really cool frame. It's a really good way of working because you're working on one project, but you're creating something else without really thinking about what you're doing. So when you take it away, it's like, oh, I like that. So it's a little bit of a surprise. I love doing that. It's one of my things. But yeah, there's so many different things you can do with this. I mean, we've got so many finished samples over by Hazel. If you do want to get hold of this, I've got a few little goodies that I can grab hold of. But you can see here, I mean, the books, perfect for books, because obviously inside you could do loads of stamping, you can do masking, you can do matte and layering, you can do your die cutting. The lovely thing about having those bigger pages is, look, you can do things like this. Having your bigger sheets of card allows you to do things like this. We are talking about heavyweight cardstock, which again allows you to do things like this. It allows you to make pockets. It allows you to actually, that there is a piece of the card. The actual spine is a piece of the card. Obviously, you'll be able to use your glue on this as well because it takes, it's a nice strong glue. But all of these different things you are doing with your cardstock, and of course there's loads of ideas, there's loads of inspiration as per the folds that you can create with these. Okay, if you do want your one-day special, that is 937606, your item number. Now we've also got, run down and show you some of the other goodies that we've got on the show. And again, they come with instructions. These are lovely because you do also get your envelopes, which really, well, they're just really handy, to be fair. I like these, Hazel, because they're not pre-scored. You've got your envelopes, so they're going to fit in your envelopes perfectly when you do score them. But if you don't want to, or if you want to do different folds, like gate folds, you can do it.
You might want to just make boxes out of them, pizza boxes, just lids. You might want to do that, but you get your instructions for 10 card folds for each size.
That's brilliant.
So you've always got that education there if you need it. I mean, we've done all the workings out so you don't have to.
That's brilliant.
And that's what we like.
And see, I love that, and I love that you've got all that versatility. Only £13.99. So you have got in this collection, you've got your 20 by 40 and you've got your 18 by 36 centimetres. You've got 45, and of course you have got, let me put that down first, and of course you have got the envelopes as well. There it is. There you go. And see, this is it, isn't it? All these different types of cards, and you will get the instructions.
Exactly, yeah.
Perfect, absolutely perfect. Look at that. I mean, how beautiful is that?
It just so happens that you keep picking up the poppy ones.
It's funny that.
Obviously, we do use the poppy so much. The script stamp is amazing, but the daisy, I do love the daisy as well.
Yeah.
And the flowers and verses.
Yeah, they're beautiful, aren't they? And the envelopes, it's important to point out, because you've got beautiful pearlescent envelopes as well. So posh.
Yes, it looks nice when it comes through the letterbox.
Yeah, very posh envelopes. I often say if utility bills, put them in there, I might be more tempted to open the bill. And now, if you would like to go for that one, that is 968-986, your item number. Now, next we've got for you, and we've got so many bumper sets. Really, it's almost like having lots and lots of one-day specials.
Exactly what it is.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it just? And it's good because you're going for whatever you need, or you think, oh, I'll be able to use this the most. So in this collection, you've got 125 sheets in total. You've got 21 by 30. You've got your 15 by 30 and your 15 by 42. Let me show you here. So again, there's so many different things you can do. They haven't been pre-scored, so it will allow you to play. And of course, you are going to get instructions to give you ideas and to give you inspiration to create these wonderful folds for the cards. And obviously, tons you can do. And it's not just the cards, is it? It is things like die cutting and making the flowers.
Taking into consideration the 180 GSM paper and how effective it works.
Yeah, absolutely. And things like this. I mean, have you got, you know, your dies we had on the studio light show? We had the die that would give you the sort of concertina fold. I mean, things like this are perfect because you know it's heavy enough.
Of course.
It will allow you to do things like that. If you do want this one, it's a great bundle. £13.99 is your price. It's things like the boxes. When you can do the boxes, I mean, look at that. So will we get instructions for that as well then, or Hazel?
That will come in your main kit.
Amazing.
In the one-day special, you get the frame instructions, and it gives you all different sizes. So with each one, you get 3 different widths of frame, so to speak, that you can choose.
Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And that feels so solid.
Sturdy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. If you would like that bundle, 459-977. OK, now, the A5, A6, this is flying. 2/3 of the stock has gone. I mean, yeah, this is amazing. It's one you'll pick up, and it's just, you need it on your desk, don't you? It's ridiculously handy because, yeah, you're stamping on it, you're doing all your different techniques, but then it's ready to mat and layer, which is so handy. Your A6 and your A5 to your main sizes, and again the price is ridiculous, £13.98. All the faff of cutting has been done for you, which is a fabulous thing. 698005 is your item number. Flying out the door, check your baskets out with that one. And then last but by no means least, we have got the A4 cardstock, and again, just really handy. So you've got 150 sheets. I mean, look, 160 sheets there for £13.98. This is heavy weight. I mean, I'm going to attempt to pick this up just for a crack. That's so heavy. It
is. That will come in one of the ream boxes, like I've got on my counter as well.
I am not going to. I'm not going to drop it on here because I'm worried. If I dropped it on there, I'm worried that I'd take the whole stuff down.
It probably would.
I actually think it would when I flip the counter. I'd go like that and like, bang. Yeah. I'm absolutely not going to do that because that is proper. You could actually, you know, when it tells you to do your exercise with tins of beans, you could do it with your A4 card.
Of course you could. Yeah, you could have one ream box on each side though.
Yeah. Oh, I actually don't think I could do that. That's ridiculous. That hurts.
Does it burn yet?
Already, I've only done one. I'm so rubbish. I'm gonna do that. Well, Hazel, I shall. Well, I buy it tomorrow. I'll be ripped. Yeah, Leonie, it don't work like that, kid. If you do want that, yeah, it's such a good buy. £13.98. I mean, you've got 160 sheets there. Obviously, you know, if you're cutting it down, you've got 320 A5. If you then cut it down to A6, you've got something else, but I can't do that math. 617168 is your item number. Please check your baskets out. We've got 3-minute queues on the phones. White cardstock, who knew? But don't we need it? We need it. It's essential. Don't forget the other bits and bobs. Let's see what Hazel's got. Right. Hazel!
So I'm going to make, I'm going to bring this in to show you. Our lovely Anita has made this for me, and this is made up of, from the 180 GSM paper. So there's some stamped flowers in there, and then we've got our multi-flower dies, we've got the daffodils, and I just said to her, I want a wall of flowers that I can frame, and this is what she came back with.
That
so
is
she's
beautiful.
even stamped the detail on the poppies and all sorts, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I looked at it and I thought, now what colour frame can I put on there? And I have chosen, well, I chose grey, and then I thought, well, I haven't got a grey paint, so I've got my gesso, I've got a little bit of black pigment,
okay,
and I'm just going to squeeze my gesso in there.
Beautiful.
And then I'm going to use my brush just to mix that round and get it to the right shade.
I love it. Katie's even liking this bit.
So just make sure that you really thoroughly mix it in. And I will paint some on here. Obviously, I've got one that's already done because it would have come out the wrong colour maybe. I would never be able to mix that up the same twice. But just give that, I mean, the way it's gliding over that card is beautiful.
And this is it, isn't it? You know, your cardstock's 300 GSM, so it's going to handle being painted.
Yeah. I will put it on more of it, just so that you can see. And go in different directions, so it just really does get into it. I'm going to leave that side so I don't get it on my fingers. But that's a nice, even coverage over there.
Yeah.
I heat dried them. So that would then give me this, and I'm just going to pop that on the floor.
Beautiful.
And I've got a baby white ready, and I know that this is really bad because I don't need that paint there now. Oh, what shall I do with that? I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to. Right, let me just quickly wipe that.
Aren't we funny? I know we now have the guilt of the paint, don't we?
Yeah. So let's just as tidily as I can. Oopsie, that's in the bin. Oh look. We'll get there. And then,
obviously, that white gesso, if you do want that, you are getting 3 big tubs of the white gesso. So, yeah, please make sure you check your baskets out with those. We've got a lovely fluid application to them, which is gorgeous. So brilliant for priming your surfaces, but obviously so many other uses. That is 028044 1197 for all 3. Back to you.
Perfect. So this one's nice and dry. It's flattened down, and I'm just going to go ahead now, and I'm going to score the dimensions to make the frame to go around the outside.
Okay.
So
is that the 15 by 30?
This is a 15 by 30 to start with, and I'm not going to cut any off of it, only the little bit that I need to, if that makes sense. So my first score line is going to be 1 centimetre.
And it's interesting, you know, Hazel, because I wouldn't have even thought of painting it prior to making the box.
You see, I tried it both ways. I made the frame, and actually I wanted the card to dry properly before I started to move it around. Yeah. So I've gone 4.5. Now I'm going to go 8.
Okay.
And then it should be 11.5. And then I rotate round, and I want a little tab on it because it just tidies up them corners. And then we're going to go 4.5 to that second line. Take that board out of the way. And then what I do is I do want a little bit more gesso, just a tiny bit. Yes, Hazel, well done. That is a tiny bit. And we want to, first of all, I'll show you the cut. So this part here, you're just going to come 1, 2. That is going to be your tab. So bend that back out the way to keep it safe.
Right. Okay.
And trim off that excess.
Yeah.
Get off. And then go down diagonally to the bottom of that score that you did to the second line.
Ah, right. Okay.
And then snip that away. And then these 2 areas are going to be for your red liner tape. Now I'm going to use a 9mm. I do use all 4 of our sizes of red liner tape when I'm making the frames, depends on the size of my tab. So 9mm, because that's 1 centimetre, it's just 1 mil smaller, so I know it's going to fit perfect.
And that means no faff.
Exactly.
Which is really, really handy.
Just
if you do want your red liner tape, sorry, I will show you while our Hazel's putting the liner on. If you do want those, I mean, that is so handy. So you have got 30 metres there. You've got, what have I got there? You've got 30 metres on each row. But yeah, they're just really handy. And they are packaged all separately, so they're not all going to stick together. £13.99 is your price. And I do like, because Hazel's showing you why it's handy to have the right size for the right job. 825 810 is your item number.
Okay, so now I've just got the white gesso and I'm just going to do some dry brushing. Now this section here is going to be the back, so if you're a bit scared, just kind of try it first to see what kind of look you're going to get, and that's what I want, so we'll do that again. We can just move that over and we're just going to dry brush over and just get it looking a little bit oldie-worldy.
Yeah, because otherwise it's perfect, isn't it? So
just wanted it a little bit. It doesn't matter if you slip and get a darker bit, just so long as you get those first 3 sections. Cool. You know when I said just put a little bit out, I think it was a bit tight.
This time it's very tight. There's no happy medium, is there?
Right, I'm going to go for my trusty script from the Poppy, and I'm going to use a bit of my grey Versaclair. And all I've done is just ink that up and randomly gone over and stamped down. I don't know if you're going to... Oh, yes, you can see that. Just randomly go over and stamp that up, just to give it a little something. Yeah. So I'm going to pop that back in there, is that? And I'm going to bring these into play. So I have done 4, and I've even labelled them so I know which one's which, because my text will be going the right way. All I've done to get to there is taken this off, fold the second line down and the bottom one up. Yeah. That naturally finds that fold, and that is perfect, gives you that tube effect.
Amazing.
Okay, and it's
sturdy.
Very sturdy. Yeah. I'm going to move that so I don't get it confused, and I'm going to bring these 4 back into play. Okay. So that's dry now, so I won't damage. L is for left. Oh, I'm quite good at this. T is for top.
Yeah, even I know that one.
So I've squeezed these flat for transport, but look, I'm just putting back the other way. Yeah. Bottom. And right. So just get yourself round. That's the way it's going to go. Okay. So I'm going to take the tab off of there, and then I'm going to take the top one. Now you butt it up and push the tab in, like so. Yeah. Move it along, get the next one. Make sure they're all going the same way across. Okay, make sure you've took your red liner tape off, Hazel. That's it. Butt it up, push that tab in. Super. You do need a little bit of a bit of room on your counter.
Yeah, you're creating a little snake.
Well, you know, when you're in your craft room, and everybody, it doesn't matter how tidy you are, you just end up crafting in a little space, don't you?
It drives me insane.
Okay, so there are 4 bits together.
Beautiful.
We're going to grab some glue, and I'm going to move it that way. Okay. So I'm going to do, in this square section here, pop my glue in there, and then a bit on that corner. Okay. So I'll go a bit on that corner.
These have been so busy. Those bottles have been flying out the door. If you do want to get hold of them, 60% of the stock has gone for £12.99. Please make sure you get the glue as well. Remember EVA, which will give you so many well, it has so many properties that become an essential. Right, I'm shutting up because
this is the bit.
Yeah, that's the bit.
So when you get to the end, just tuck that last tab in, and then use your mat just to make sure you've got that square. Now, this is going to be guesswork, because I says to Anita over the phone, I says, right, you've got to cut the card to 29 centimetres square so it fits. So this is the moment of truth. Oh, and this is going to go over the top. Let's put that in there.
That is so impressive.
So now, because it's what it is, and I've just glued these down here, and it's paint, I'm going to use some red liner tape over the top of there.
Yeah.
And this is where I would pick up my 12 mil. And it's just going to give me a little bit extra.
This is why it's important to have your red liner. That'll help hold it in place. It'll also glue it down proper. Do you know what, Hazel? Every time I watch your shows, it makes me want to learn how to actually do this, because it looks so effective. I'd be having to go out and buy a frame. You've used... How many bits of card you've used? 4 bits of card. That is a really good point.
So, yeah, 4 pieces of 15 by 30. Now, the back, it is the 12 by 12, but I did ask Anita to layer, I think she's layered 3 together just to make sure it's sturdy. Yeah. In case we wanted to put one of those, like, eye loop things to hang it. So, literally now, I'm just going to stick this on. But, yeah, so you would imagine...
That's probably cost you 80p.
I would pay... All of this has been made from the one-day special, okay? I would pay £20 easy for that. Yeah. That's all you're paying for that one-day special. Just think how many of these you could make.
Absolutely. And it looks...
It's mad, isn't it?
It looks so good. You know, if you are making to sell, that looks so good. And I love that you painted it first. That's such a good technique. So I'm going to have to learn
There are other things, like if I bring this one in, this has got paint on, but I did... Shall I turn it that way?
Oh, your red liner.
This one has done paint, but I built this first and then painted it afterwards. Yeah. So it's got different... It's more... I don't know what the word is.
Rustic. Yes, it's nice. That's what it is.
But there's all sorts of different techniques up there. Whether you've got bits of look, I'm digressing now. Bits stuck on it. What do you call that when you do that? Decoupage.
Oh yeah. Well,
so this is quite sturdy. Yeah. There's loads of different ways.
Well, I was saying, I've used on, and I didn't make the frame, and I know I said it last time, I didn't make the frame. It was a frame that I don't know, borrowed and got hold of somehow. But I used the cement on a card frame. Wow. And honestly, it was and now it's cement. Now it can go outside. And that was from a card frame. Look at that.
I just need to get that little bit. Did I take the backing off that tape? Yeah, I did. I just need to poke this flower in because it's just... here we go.
Hey, that looks good.
How amazing does that look?
That looks absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Thank you, Anita. That was a
two-go job.
Yeah.
So, you have used... So, in our one-day special, the 12 pence per sheet of card, isn't it? Yeah. So, that means 20, you have used 40, so 30, and then 3 at the back?
Yes.
So that's 4, 5, 6, 70, then 2, 4, 6, hold on a minute, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So about 8p, about 8p, isn't it? 82p.
Don't forget, all the flowers are made from the 180 gram paper. Yeah. So even if you use 10 sheets, because there's lots in there, lots of die cutting, I don't think you would use 10 sheets, but even so, it's amazing.
What's that, another quid? I mean, honestly, that, if you are making to sell, that is phenomenal.
It is.
And so the frame, do we get instructions for that?
That comes. Let me show you what the sheet looks like.
You're even getting instructions to do that.
So the frame that I have made there is the 30 by 30 frame. The only thing I've done differently is add a 1 centimetre tab. Right. It doesn't say that on there, but that's all I've done. Yeah, when you turn that over, you can make your 15 by 15 frame card, which you saw. Yes. And then there's a portrait frame that looks like this, the instructions to make that one. Amazing. Which is 15 by 30 for the back. Yeah. And then it's a 15 by 30 chopped up to make your 4 frame pieces to go around. Absolutely fabulous. On top of that, you're getting all your instructions down there to do different sizes. So some are this kind of depth, some of this. So this is the width of a 15 centimetre card scored, and so that's 3.5 centimetres all the way round. Without going into the science too much, but you're going to get all your instructions there. Excellent. Then you're going to get, this is an instruction sheet to make a 12 by 12 bag, which is by you. There, that's it.
So that's made out of 12 by 12?
We'll be making one of those as a demo, but we're going to be scrumpling that paper up so much and abusing it that when you see the bag, you'll be like, is that a piece of card?
Again, that is sturdy.
Sturdy, yeah.
Cardstock, sturdy.
Yeah.
Katie wants to do this. I do too, Katie. Let's see, maybe one day we should just have a little crafty table out back and just go through all of Hazel's instructions and make loads and loads of frames. That would be great.
You're getting this instruction sheet too. Now, this is the little notelet bag. I'm just going to pull that in.
Oh, that's cute.
So that allows you to make this. We have got a demo for this over the either today or tomorrow.
That's well
You can
good.
put your little cards to go inside, whether they're A5 sheets from your box that you've just scored in half. Haven't decorated them because I didn't get enough time. But look at that.
That's amazing.
How nice a present is that?
Yeah.
So you're getting that in there. Then, if you like making memory books, I must pull this in because Caroline's done a wonderful job on this.
Yeah, and I can't show them because they're too far away from me.
They're your instructions for memory book. So that is from a 15 by 42, but you can quite easily do it on the 15 by 30s.
Wow.
Now, what Caroline's done here, when you get your one-day special home, you might think, oh my, I really want to make one of them and I want to play with the different techniques that Hazel's done.
Yeah.
Make yourself a little book and pop all your different techniques in here like Caroline's done.
Yeah, that's
so whether it's heat embossing, whether it's embossing on your machine, whether you're using your stencils, your little doodlings, your sprays, crumpling your paper up, and then you know it's all in there, and each time you discover and do a new technique, add it into your book.
And that book has been made from...
Yes, it has. Everything. That has all been made from glue. She didn't use any red liner tape at all.
Wow.
So that spine has been made from our EVA glue.
So it's been made EVA glue and then
super
just yours, super smooth.
Yeah.
And look at that. Again, if you are making those to sell, if you're making those to decorate, imagine using those with all your amazing papers. See that? Just making those as a plain book to sell for people to decorate. I mean, that
These
is
look
phenomenal.
gorgeous with photos in as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
My daughter made one pretty much like this one here. I'm going to pull it forward, but it's nice to know.
Create, not being able to show samples.
Each one of these little flaps, you put all pictures on and little bits of journaling in there.
Yeah.
So there's little... It can be anything.
Yeah,
do you know what
beautiful.
I mean? This one's a nice, it opens down, look, and tags. So nice little hidey holes.
And the thing is, we're having the different size cards. You can do all that without having to cut them all down and things.
You're not going to get that big, massive pile of waste. So I've still got some more sheets to show you. What else are you getting? So we've done that one. Then pizza box. I've got that one here. Excuse me. Cheryl, our new lady's made this one for us. Absolutely gorgeous, packed with techniques. So she's inked the background and then run it through an embossing folder and then got a brayer out and brayered that detail back in. But
beautiful.
So it's been through the embossing folder and it's still nice and straight. But you can make that pizza box. And it's the perfect size for
your A5.
Your 15 by 42s folded in half, or your A5. So again, that might be your technique box that you want to do your techniques on these and do that. And we've still got more because we've got the landscape bag. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'll have a big pile in front of me. Again, Cheryl's made this. How gorgeous is the detail on that super smooth?
That's so cool.
She's got glossy accents on there. She's used
so
our favourite
cool.
poppy.
Again, look how much money you would have paid for all of these.
Exactly, and these are 2 sheets of A3, these.
I mean, that's 24 pence.
Yeah.
That's
how effective
ridiculous.
do they look? I'm just going to put them all out there. I'll have a builder mountain.
We won't be able to see your love, but it looks good. I like seeing what you can do, though. I like seeing all of that,
isn't it?
It's really important.
Even making your own handles on there. How effective.
And it looks really good, and you can decorate them properly. That is so good, Hazel. So good. The instructions, I love that you get instructions. Go on, one more.
Right, this one, I really like this one.
That's ace.
You wouldn't think that that was super smooth card, would you? I'm going to turn it over to prove it. Look, that is white super smooth. It's got black gesso. It's got a bit of gilding wax. It's got a bit of dry white gesso, dry brushed on it. But messy, because I wanted it to be messy, this one. But I love that. It's just so effective. And it's cost 12, 24, 30, 48 pence.
See, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
I'm good at adding up now.
Yay! We're into this adding up, malarkey. Who knew we'd nail adding up on this show? Hazel, thank you.
Is that...
Thank you.
It's never time already.
It's absolute time.
Oh, wow.
How much time have we got? A minute. Okay, over half. What did you say that? She did. Over half of the stock has gone. This is your one-day special. I told you these shows were good. I told you, having our Hazel here, it is so inspirational. When you see, I love it. Because when you look at that, it's just a sea of white card and you think, what? But then you see what good quality it is. You see the heavyweight cardstock, what you can do with it. You see the amount of instructions you get with this. Honestly, this is an absolute essential. Check your baskets out, but even more importantly, make sure you tune in, because me and our Hazel are back up at 8 o'clock, aren't we?
We are. And I'm going to show you stamp storage, how to make your own stamp storage for our stamps.
Oh, I should just clear a space and craft with you.
Get your table out.
Because I want to learn all of these
and
things.
more techniques, of course, more techniques.
I love it. Check your baskets out. You do it. Clear a space for 8 o'clock. Get a scoreboard, get your scoring tool, and then just get ready to go. But obviously, check your baskets out. Then you'll have all the instructions. You won't need to panic. Hazel, thank you.